I don't know. No, you know I'm not for Baltimore. You went with Blueface yesterday? King of the Cloud? No. King of the Cloud.
We appreciate you coming up here, but if we
nigga, she recording shit, but she.
no, don't record.
Don't grab my phone from me. 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 They said you can't come where? Come then, but look, I'm here, baby, and that. With the squad.
What is actually happening? Because everyone was discussing how quickly this incident became chaotic. The croissant was supposedly in Compton yesterday, and after she became involved with folks who were allegedly affiliated with Crips, things allegedly went south very quickly. Are purportedly connected to Blueface. According to what is being reported online, she was allegedly told in advance not to drive up there, but she proceeded as if it didn't matter. At that point, she was directly challenged by someone who was pressuring her about Blueface, and you could immediately feel the energy shift. To be honest, this didn't seem at all random. There was a clear sense of clout chasing, and this is the reason why people believe that the situation worsened. Khan apparently groped for the phone of another woman, and that one action quickly turned everything upside down. She may have been attempting to browse, check messages, or view something on the phone based on the appearance. However, her reaching for it was the only obvious action. Everything started at that same moment, and you could sense the tension building in the air, as if something was going to blow up. For a brief while, it appeared as though she was subtly fishing. The other girl didn't waste any time in slapping her as soon as she reached for the phone. There was no pause or hesitation, just a direct response. All bets were off after that. Just a heads up though, because some on the internet went too far. Some pieces cannot be shown in their entirety. Screenshots had to speak for themselves. The pandemonium speaks for itself, so just pay close attention to what is apparent. Everything broke apart after that. The scenario became even more chaotic when Chrisean challenged the girl in white and two other girls attempted to jump in. Angles were everywhere, people were shouting. Phones were out and it was completely insane. From what was visible, Chrisean maintained her composure in the midst of the mayhem.
Look at my face, untouched. So this what happened. I'm in two, so I did the parade. Then there was like this other thing, I don't know where it was at, but it had like a moon balance stage, but it had so many kids. So I'm playing basketball, football. Right before I leave, I did a prayer circle at the parade, but I did another prayer circle at the basketball court. All right, everybody accepting Jesus as Lord, We get to walking, because we about to go to my car. I'm going to my car. It's this one nigga, he trying to come off cool, nice, and I'm like, he had an angle, and then it's a girl, she recorded. I'm like, he talking. I put her phone down. She tried to swing. I said, okay. I said, one-on-one. One-on-one. All that. Because at this point, I get it, I'm a celebrity, but I am not a B-I-T-C-H. I didn't even come for all that, which I try to come. Then you could tell she was scared. She hiding behind people with a phone. Talking about she cracked me. One-on-one. Let's get this one-on-one out the way. All right, boom. They're like, Chrisean, you gotta leave. You know what I did? I posted up and sat on a bench. Leave where? I am not the one to be like trying to put fear in their heart. I'm not one of those girls you can test like that get scared. No, I'm not. I'm gonna sit here. What is the problem? All right, boom, I'm sitting on the bench. This one girl, she walk up. I'm still worried about the one girl that tried to swing because I put her phone down. Like, what are you trying to record in my face for?
While everything around her was exploding, she didn't back down or duck. She just went into survival mode. She held it down for a minute for sure. There's no denying that. It appeared as though several people were attempting to rush her simultaneously, and it alone alters the perception of the entire circumstance. And let's be honest, Chan's heritage and build are not alike at all. She comes from a place where it's common to stand your ground, and people already know that she and her sisters don't back down under pressure. Because of this, many people thought that this was one of the few occasions when Chan wasn't acting inappropriately. It appeared to be a response rather than anything she initiated. However, this is the point at which things start to appear strange. The girls in question didn't keep quiet at all. They quickly went online to discuss the incident, and that action alone caused some to wonder what their true motivation was. The clout chatter really started at that point. Chrisean hasn't been in contact with Natalie Nunn and the Zeus Network in a minute, so why start labeling them? People gave that decision a lot of side-eye because it seemed to be more about wanting to garner attention than it was about the circumstances. Rumors were circulating that the girl in blue may jump next, which made the situation even more chaotic. After that, things simply continued to get out of hand. The situation began to flare up even more instead of cooling down. At this point, it ceased to feel like a random street encounter and began to feel much more profound. The energy drastically changed overnight once those videos appeared on social media. All of a sudden, it was no longer about what had truly occurred in Compton. People quickly took sides without knowing the whole story, and it became a contest to see who could tell the narrative the loudest. Everyone began chatting as if they were there, while timelines were overrun with little snippets and no context. The majority of folks spoke as though they saw the entire chaos, even though they only witnessed brief moments of it.
Nobody has no marks on their face, not a scratch,
No,
nothing.
she did not.
She did not do shit.
How did the clip look? It just looked.
Y'all got the end of the fight. That was the
Y'all
ass
had to
end
be
of it.
there. You had to be there to see it, ma.
Thank you.
Nobody got dropped. No, nothing. No, and she did not
Bitch, you
get
got
jumped.
slapped and you never
Wait.
even fight me.
She did not get jumped, bro. She fought one, and then right when she got done, then I went in, babe. Come on.
Period. And you calling the homies talking about, oh, you want to fight the bitch that slapped you? Bitch, I'm not hiding. We could get that.
And let's face it, once something tangible is posted online, facts take a back seat and focus takes over. That's how things generally work. Many people immediately questioned the girls' intentions because of how quickly they went online, tagging well-known figures and significant platforms. I didn't feel like I should explain this. I felt that my differences mattered and that I could be seen. People were really perplexed by who they decided to tag. For some time now, Sean has been openly cut off from some networks. Therefore, it felt premeditated and forced to bring them into it. Because of this, a lot of people began to comment that this appeared to be an attempt to gain attention. Since controversy is essentially the admission price, it might even be a last-minute move for reality TV attention. By now, everyone is aware of the pattern. Get attention, start a drama, go viral, and pray the correct producer is watching. For this reason, many viewers found this to be unnatural. Motives, screenshots, reposts, and who was writing whose name for attention took precedence over the real dispute. Nothing else really mattered until that story took over.
I got mukbang, baby girl. Wanna be my baby girl.
Stop fucking with Blueface, bitch.
You gonna get beat up again?
And all the cribs. We not crabs over here. We crabs.
Baby girl, just had to blow her out. I just
I know what
want
the
to
fuck
bitch
going
around
on,
the house.
bitch. And if you still need that Chrisean, you can get that. Trying to hit up the homies talking about you the fake from me, bitch.
You
I'm not
playing too
hiding.
much. You said
Additionally, there is another aspect that is not sufficiently discussed. Conditions like when too many people jump in at once, things quickly get out of control. One disagreement becomes a mob, and the mob becomes pressure. At that point, no one is able to think coherently. Some people noted that things may have turned out much worse than they did. They weren't incorrect either. There was more to it than just fighting. It had to do with the environment. When location, emotions, and egos come together at the same time, it can be dangerous. And things quickly turn from chaotic to dangerous when people begin to hint that someone else might be jumped next. It is no longer necessary to prove anything at that time. For this reason, several viewers stated that before posting, everyone concerned ought to have taken a step back, because there isn't an undo button once it's live. And now the internet is doing what it always does, replaying videos frame by frame, formulating theories, and enhancing an already outrageous narrative. While some are praising Chrisean for holding her ground, others are criticizing everyone for allowing it to get that far. Additionally, there is a whole other group of people who are watching the blatant clout maneuvers. Regardless of your stance, one thing is certain. The internet did what it normally does, but it wasn't necessary for this to blow up. A brief moment evolved into a headline, a lengthy discussion, and now an entire narrative unfolding in real time. Therefore, if you're riding with us, hit the like button before you plunge. This is far from over, so if you're a real one, tap demonstrate subscribe and click the notification bell to make sure you don't miss any messy updates. She then immediately posted it on her Instagram story, which is when things began to appear even more careless. Bum bees, but sit back and watch the show, because bees got your address, someone said. Don't worry, there won't be a call. We'll see how this works out. People were quickly raising their eyebrows at that message alone. Chan laughed it off and said, "Ah, they got my address," mocking the entire situation rather than dismissing it. "I'm going to wash myself." She handled it like a joke, but in all honesty, given how hot things were already, the conversation seemed pointless and silly. It ceased to be entertaining at that point and began to appear thoughtless. The matter officially entered dangerous territory once the Instagram story went viral, because it was no longer just rumors or shaky footage. It was overt online harassment. When someone says something like, "We got your address," that is no longer shade, it's pressure. It didn't appear difficult when it was handled like a joke. For many viewers, it made it appear worse. On the surface, laughing it off can appear brave, but many viewers thought it was needless and careless. Street drama gave way to online chess, where each post feels like a move intended to set off the next reaction. Additionally, once that type of conversation is made public, it causes far more mayhem than laughter. The tone of mockery was what truly irritated individuals. Like it wasn't at all serious. It doesn't seem courageous to make sarcastic jokes when actual threats are being made. It appears disorganized. Confidence was no longer evident to viewers. They were witnessing someone carelessly toying with fire. At that point, the entertainment value declines and worry takes over. People are aware that online dangers can quickly go offline. For this reason, a large number of viewers began labeling the entire situation as stupid. It's a useless drama that's getting out of hand. It's neither hilarious nor iconic. Then you have the internet detectives doing what they do best, dissecting everything frame by frame, screenshot by screenshot, and debating who posted first and escalated it. Some others said it was obvious that the other girls were taunting her. Some claimed that answering at all only contributed to the mayhem. In any case, there was one thing that everyone agreed upon. This did not require broadcasting, unlike an episode of a reality show. No matter who initiated it, nobody truly wins once address talk, threats, and mockery get involved. It became a test of who could maintain composure rather than a fight. Additionally, that test was consistently failing. The speed at which circumstances like this develop into collective behavior was another issue that individuals couldn't ignore. One post becomes mob energy, one comment becomes 50, and individuals suddenly feel comfortable saying things they would never say in person. That's where the true threat arises. The pause button is eliminated by social media. People exaggerate and encourage it, but when actual repercussions arise, they vanish. Because of this, viewers were pleading with someone to step up and stop it before it got out of hand. Knowing that all of this could have been prevented made it even more annoying. The drama would have ended on its own, without any posts, jokes, or replies. Rather, it continued to receive oxygen, and each new narrative increased the strain on the situation. It was no longer about protecting yourself at that point. The goal was to see who could elicit the loudest response. Additionally, reasoning typically disappears when pride, pressure, and public attention are combined. People continued to claim that this wasn't difficult behavior because of this. It was careless conduct. Since there is no undo button or caption to stop words from turning into acts, everyone is now just watching to see what happens next and praying it doesn't cross another line. Therefore, hit the like button before you dip. To ensure you don't miss a single messy update if you're riding with us, press the notification bell and tap subscribe if you're a real one. Crashing out over Blueface at this point just seems worn out and immature, so people really need to step up. Repeating the same scenario repeatedly doesn't demonstrate anything other than that no one is learning. It's disorganized, it's useless. Additionally, it pulls everyone further into pointless drama. Nevertheless, Chrisean intervened and gave her account of what actually transpired, demonstrating that she wasn't acting carelessly. Thus, Pay close attention to what she said and determine your own feelings around this.